You keep telling yourself he'll change, that if you just love him harder, stay longer, understand deeper, he'll finally see your worth. But that's not love. That's emotional codependency, and it's slowly killing your ability to connect with anyone real. Codependency isn't devotion. It's survival mode disguised as love. It's when your sense of peace depends on his response, a fragile equilibrium dictated by the tone of his voice or the time it takes him to text back. Your mood depends on his attention, a fleeting spotlight that leaves you in darkness the moment it moves away. Your value depends on his approval, a validation you crave with the desperation of someone starved. This desperate need isn't a sign of deep affection. It's a symptom of a profound internal void. It's not about wanting love. It's about needing someone to regulate the emptiness you don't know how to face. You have outsourced your emotional stability to another person, making them the gatekeeper of your own serenity. This dependency creates a dangerous illusion, one where the other person's validation feels like a lifeline, when in reality, it's the very chain holding you down. You chase their approval not because you are full of love to give, but because you are empty and believe they hold the key to filling you up. You keep fixing him because deep down, you think if he heals, you'll finally feel enough. You pour your energy into his broken pieces, hoping that by mending him, you can somehow mend yourself. You become his therapist, his cheerleader, his rescuer, believing that his transformation will be the ultimate proof of your worth. You convince yourself that your patience and sacrifice will be rewarded when he finally becomes the man you know he could be. But this relentless project is not about his potential. It is about your own perceived inadequacy. You are using his problems as a distraction from your own, a canvas on which to paint a masterpiece of redemption that you desperately want for yourself. The truth is, his healing will never make you whole. Your worth is not a prize to be won through his recovery. It is an inherent state you have forgotten how to access, buried under layers of self-doubt and the mistaken belief that your value is something you must earn through servitude. You apologize for things you didn't do, contorting your reality to maintain a fragile peace. You find yourself saying, "I'm sorry for having needs, for expressing emotions, for existing in a way that momentarily inconveniences him." You chase closure from someone emotionally absent, replaying conversations in your mind, searching for answers in his silence, believing that one more talk, one more explanation, will finally bring you resolution. But you cannot get clarity from someone committed to confusion. You overthink every text, dissecting each word and punctuation mark for hidden meanings, for signs of his approval or displeasure. Your mind becomes a prison of speculation, a constant loop of what if and maybe I should have. You try to prove your loyalty to someone who never asked for it, offering unwavering support to a person who gives you intermittent reinforcement in return. Your commitment becomes a unilateral contract, one you signed in invisible ink while he was never even in the room. He pulls away, you panic. A wave of cold dread washes over you, your nervous system screaming in alarm. The silence is deafening, and the space he creates feels like a personal rejection, an indictment of your very being. You scramble. You plead, you bargain, you do anything to close the distance, to pull him back into your orbit. He comes back, you breathe again. The relief is intoxicating, a flood of warmth that momentarily convinces you that everything is okay, that the connection is real. But that's not connection, that's addiction. It's a destructive cycle of withdrawal and reward, a chemical dependency on his presence to feel regulated. You are not building a secure bond. You are participating in a volatile pattern that reinforces the belief that your emotional safety is entirely dependent on his proximity. Each time you go through this cycle, the addiction deepens, and your own capacity for self-soothing diminishes, leaving you more vulnerable and more desperate than before. Your brain confuses intensity with intimacy. It mistakes the constant anxiety, the gut-wrenching uncertainty, and the dramatic highs and lows for the markers of a profound, passionate bond. You believe the turmoil is a sign that you both care deeply, that the stakes are high because the love is real. It mistakes anxiety for excitement, the frantic feeling of not knowing where you stand for the thrilling chase of romance. You are so accustomed to the unease that a calm, stable connection feels boring or lacking in spark. You crave the highs because the lows make you feel alive, the dramatic reconciliations, the tearful apologies, the moments of intense connection after a period of distance. These become the drug you chase. The pain of the lows makes the temporary relief of the highs feel like pure ecstasy. You have become an adrenaline junkie in your own love life, seeking out emotional danger because it is the only thing that makes you feel anything at all. But every time you chase that emotional roller coaster, you teach your nervous system that chaos equals chemistry. You are hardwiring your brain to associate the feeling of being on edge with the feeling of being in love. This conditions you to seek out unstable partners and unpredictable dynamics, because they are the only ones that trigger this familiar, albeit painful, response. You will find yourself drawn to the emotionally unavailable, the inconsistent, the ones who keep you guessing, because your body has learned to interpret that instability as passion. A secure, predictable partner will feel alien, unexciting, even suspicious. You have programmed yourself to believe that love must be earned through struggle. That peace is a sign of indifference, and that a healthy relationship is one devoid of the fire you have come to crave. It's not passion, it's programming. It's a deeply ingrained trauma response that masquerades as romantic preference, ensuring you repeat the same painful patterns again and again. Healing isn't about finding a better man. It's about learning to self-regulate what you used to outsource. It's the difficult, solitary work of sitting with your own discomfort, of facing the emptiness you've been running from. It means learning to soothe your own anxiety when a text goes unanswered, to validate your own feelings when you feel dismissed, and to find your sense of worth within yourself, not in someone else's gaze. It is about becoming your own source of peace, your own anchor in the storm. When you stop chasing validation, your energy becomes rare again. It is no longer scattered, desperately seeking a place to land. It becomes contained, potent, and self-possessed. Men feel it, they sense it. There is an undeniable power in a person who does not need anything from you, who is whole on their own. You stop orbiting around potential and start standing in power. Your presence is no longer a plea for acceptance, but a statement of self-possession. Detachment isn't cold, it's clarity. It is not about becoming unfeeling or shutting yourself off from love. It is about detaching from the outcome, from the need to control another person's feelings or actions. It is the ability to observe your own emotions without being consumed by them, to love someone without losing yourself in the process. It is the clarity to see a situation for what it is, not what you desperately wish it to be. This clarity allows you to set boundaries not as a punishment, but as an act of self-preservation. It empowers you to walk away from dynamics that drain your life force, not out of anger, but out of a profound respect for your own well-being. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that your peace is non-negotiable, and it's the only way back to yourself. It is the path that leads you out of the maze of codependency and back to the solid ground of your own sovereign self. You don't need to prove your worth through pain. You do not need to endure emotional neglect to demonstrate your loyalty. You do not need to fix a broken person to earn your place in the world. Your value is not measured by your capacity for suffering. The brutal truth is, if love keeps costing your peace, it's not love, it's dependency, and it's time to let it die. It is time to mourn the illusion you clung to so tightly, to grieve the future you imagined, and to let go of the hope that he will ever change. It is time to choose the terrifying, liberating path of letting go, so that you can finally make space for a love that doesn't demand your self-annihilation. If this spoke to you, don't chase clarity, subscribe for it. The brutal truth sets you free.